Good day, everyone. It is currently the 7th of February, 2015. Being the middle of February, one would think right about this time of year we wouldn't really have to talk about the tropics. It is quite calm, definitely not typhoon season, but if you said that about the Western Pacific, you would be wrong. And at least at this time, we definitely do have an area out here we are monitoring. This is now a tropical depression, actually, according to the Japan Meteorological Agency. And pretty evident that it is a tropical depression. It has this evident swirl here on satellite imagery. Center of circulation is starting to become a little more organized. Now, it isn't completely consolidated. It still looks kind of like a comma shape, and in the tropics you definitely don't want that. You want all the convection around that center of circulation, but it is getting there. Is the latest surface analysis from the Japan Meteorological Agency with a tropical depression of 1006 HPA. We go ahead 48 hours, still ATD, but nearing a tropical storm with 1002 HPA, and also pushing towards the west, towards Guam, Saipan, and all of the Mariana Islands. So that's going to be the big topic. I think through the next basically a week now, what we're going to be seeing out here is this continuing to track off there along the southern periphery of the Westpac High. And actually right here you can see the overall background flow. You have the jet stream off towards the north, and one thing we were actually watching was a passing trough that possibly could have picked up our low and pulled it towards the northeast. And even the GFS model still actually expecting that, but given the fact that this is taking a pretty lengthy time to develop, at least a little bit longer than we originally expected, this could just stay more on a west-northwesterly projection and impact Guam before churning towards the north. If you are in the Philippines, I mean, yeah, keep an eye on it, but highly unlikely it's going to be impacting you. I think the people that need to be watching this is Guam and Saipan. No, let's look at some of our numerical models. And do remember what I just mentioned about the Westpac High being off here towards the north. This right here that you kind of see sticking down, that's one of these passing troughs I'm talking about. And I'll even put up to 300 millibar heights so you can get an idea of a little bit of a clearer picture of what I'm talking about. So you have the jet stream off here towards the north. That's blowing the winds from the west to the east. If a tropical system gets wrapped up in that, it's just going to launch off there towards the east. So what we want to do is we want to look down towards the surface, basically at these pressure rate about the surface, or upwards about 850 millibars. And that's also going to steer our system as far as the surface highs. So what we have is our low kind of tracking off here towards the west. And right here, you see that kind of jetting down, and we have a high pressure here, a high pressure here. That breaks it up. And the GFS actually expects it to go within a weakening here and jets off towards the north. No harm, no foul right there. It actually just kicks up the seas and doesn't really do much of anything. Now let's go with the U.S. Navy model. This is a NavGem. This does not expect, it does have that trough come through. You can see it right here, but our low stays farther towards the south, right around 10 degrees north. It doesn't get fully wrapped up in that passing trough. It does have a little bit of convection coming off, and I think that's something we could see a lot of cloud cover pull off towards the north if this was to occur and it stays a little bit farther towards the south. But watch this. Even then, it stays farther towards the south. It drops pressure down to 984 HPA. I mean, we got a severe tropical storm on our hands by that point, and just starts to wobble around Guam and Saipan. If this was to follow through, it could be a long-lasting event for the Mariana Islands in February. Definitely not the rainy season here for everybody. So, yeah, if you are out here, also on some of these smaller islands, you really want to watch this closely. This is actually from the U.S. military. It's the same agency that the National Weather Service in Guam is going to basically reflect. It's the JTWC. They actually have a TCFA, or a tropical cyclone formation alert, out on this, with winds about 18 to 23 knots sustained. Seems about right. They are expecting it, though, to become a full-fledged tropical system in the next 24 hours in February. Definitely give us something to talk about over the coming days. And as we scroll ahead here through Saturday and into Sunday and eventually over towards Monday, you can see our low just creeping along. This is with the ECMWF model, not a model I showed you before, and actually eventually nears Guam and Saipan. So you got several models that actually even pick up on this as well. Not as strong as what the NavGem is showing. This is showing kind of more of a weak tropical depression, or maybe a weak tropical storm, but it does bring some gale force winds, and the bulk of the rain showers staying along the eastern periphery of this current outlook. Yeah, more updates are going to be posted on the website, also posting on our Facebook page. Oh, I do want to show you guys this before I let you go. Take a look at this storm system, stretching all the way from Alaska to Hawaii. This is a low that just brushed the coast of Japan. It's now moving off towards the east, rapidly deepening. There's a massive storm system. I'll leave you on that. If you have any plans to travel across the ocean via boat, it's going to be a rough go. All right, guys, stay safe out there.